Welcome everyone, my name is Marvin One Martian, and today I'm going to help you set up your Xbox One X with your QLED TV. Now I have the 55-inch Q7 and we're going to go over how to set it up properly to make sure that you are playing in 4K and HDR, and I'm going to show you some things to do on your TV settings and some things you're going to have to adjust on your Xbox settings. So once this finishes uploading, we're gonna go into your Xbox. Now when you boot up your Xbox for the first time, it's gonna have you go through these settings. For example, let's just say you skip them or you want to go back to them. Just hit your Xbox button, go under settings, and here it's gonna have you. I'm gonna have you go to display and sound. And under video output is where you're going to adjust your display and video fidelity settings. Now for one, let's make sure that your 4K resolution is turned on. And then make sure if you have a 4K TV, this is where this would come in handy. If you don't have a 4K TV, you don't really have to worry about it. Just leave it at 1080p. Or if you have a 720p TV, just leave it at 720. For video fidelity, you are going to have to do a little bit of research. Most TVs nowadays are going to be 8-bit or 10-bit. Some lower end TVs like Sony, Samsung, Vizio, and LG TVs are going to be 8-bit. And most other mid-range Samsungs or to high-end TVs are going to be 10-bit. So this means that the TV can display over 16 million shades of color. This is over 1 billion shades of color. And I believe this is going to be over 48 billion shades of color. So for the QLED TVs, I'm going to select 10-bit because that's a 10-bit panel. And one reliable source where you can check what kind of panel you have, just go to ratings.com, and that's RTINGS.com. Go under search, type in your model number, and under the panel settings, or under the panel, you'll see your what color depth bit panel you have. So when you go under calibrate TV, this is where you can actually adjust your contrast ratios and aspect ratios, brightness, darkness. This is something that's going to be your personal preference. I left everything alone because it looked pretty good to me. Under advanced video settings, just make sure all these are checked on. So allow 50 Hertz, allow 24 Hertz, allow HDR, allowed 4K, and allowed YCC 4.2.2. Make sure everything is on. If you have a 3D TV, just check the 3D, but the QLED TVs for 2017 aren't 3D, so that one's not marked down there. Under 4K TV details, this is where some of you might encounter a problem. Normally, if a TV, most mid-range to high-end TVs are gonna have this checked off, but you are gonna have to do something on your TV settings. So for the Samsung QLED models, you're gonna hit home on your remote. Under settings, you're gonna go ahead and click that, and under general, you're gonna have to switch your TV to game mode so you have less input lag when it comes to gaming, so you have the best performing graphics. So it is going to degrade the quality a little bit, but it's mostly going to be because it's on game mode. For HDMI UHD color, just go ahead and select all those. It doesn't have to be all of them if you don't want to. Just select the one where your Xbox is connected to. For me, I just selected all of them just in case I ever connect anything else to an HDMI port. It's already selected. So here, look, it's still not checked off. So we're going to do is going to back out. And then we're going to go back to settings, display, sound, video output. I'm going to go to advanced video settings, 4K TV details, and everything else is going to be checked off. So this is where if your TV is a 10-bit panel, it's going to be checked off. If it's not, it'd still be X'd out or yellow. It's going to tell you it's not going to perform to its best. But these QLED TVs are high-end Samsung models, so that's pretty much it. So something else I did on my TV is that I did mess around with some settings on the TV after I adjusted everything on the console. So we're gonna go to settings on your TV. Let's go to expert settings. On game mode, you can't really adjust much, but let's go to expert settings to adjust some things. Backlight, I have it at 16. Brightness, I have it at 0. Contrast, I have it at 75. Sharpness, I have it at 50. Some people like to tone it down all the way to 0. I didn't really see why, but I left it at 50. Personal preference. Color, 50. Tint, G50 to R50. Local dimming, I left it at high. Contrast enhancer, left it at low. And then these things, everything that you see dimmed down isn't going to be adjustable. Then that's just because it's in game mode. So color tone, I have it at standard. You could adjust it to like warm, maybe you like a little darker, or cool. I left it at standard. Cool if you like your vivid color, wouldn't look that bad, but I don't like the way it looks. White balance, I left it at 2 point. Gamma, you can't really adjust it, so I left it alone. I didn't mess with that. Color space setting, I believe you can leave it at auto, native, or custom. Me personally, I left that native. And then all the way in the bottom, you can actually reset the whole picture and start all over and see what preferences you like. Let's play Battlefield 1. Now, since this game is HDR supported, if you hit home on your remote again and you go under settings, if you see down there the HDR logo turned on, that's down there. So I'm pretty sure you guys saw it already, but that's that. Now, there are going to be some things that you might have to tweak on your game. So let's turn this down so you guys can hear me. So I'll just let it load here. And sorry for this big window that you see behind the TV. That's just the way the house is built. So that's the only place I have to put my TV. So we're going to zoom in there. So let's play some multiplayer. Just so you can adjust some settings. Now, when it's playing in HDR, it is going to darken your picture quality, but you can kind of see the difference in the picture and the colors and all that. So we'll just let it load here. It shouldn't take that long, and if it does take long, I'll just skip it to the actual game playing. Alright, so the game started, and right here I'm just using this as like I said, like as a reference. So for me, and it's gonna vary from you. How do you prefer your TV settings? But let's hide in this corner and mess with some settings in the game. So every game is gonna have its own Xbox One X enhanced settings. So for example, Battlefield, if you go under options and video, there's an HDR setting here, and then you wanna make sure that the white box is completely white. You could adjust it if you scroll all the way to the left. You can kind of see the little bar in the bottom adjusting, and then you'll see a white line in the box. So I'm not sure if the camera would catch it. There you go. So that's all the way down, and normally if you reset it, in this case just hit X and it resets the settings. It puts it right in the middle. So this is where you can actually see the difference in HDR. And then let's go into like something where it's bright and kind of see the detail like and everything. So that's for Battlefield 1. So I'm being shot at, so let's leave this game. So let's actually just start Wolfenstein. Now for Wolfenstein, this game is playing natively in 4K, but it does not have any HDR support. So one way you can actually go and see if what game has what kind of enhancement has, select the game that you want. So for example, Battlefield just has HDR support. So we're going to go to Game Hub. It's going to pull up some stuff on the game. See it in the Microsoft Store. So go ahead and select that. And under the bottom of all this stuff here, it's going to say under capabilities, it's going to show HDR support. So let's go to the Wolfenstein game. So the options, game hub. Let's scroll down to see in Microsoft Store. And for this game, we scroll all the way to the bottom. It says 4K UHD, meaning that the game's playing in 4K. And then I was reading an article yesterday that this game is actually running better than the 4K, than the PS4 Pro. So I'm not knocking on the PS4 Pro. I would like to have one, but I decided to go with the Xbox One X. And I got a really good deal on it at this retail store that I might or might not work for. So here you can actually see the detail on everything. So it looks way better than the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. So this does have some dynamic lighting adjustments in the actual game. So for this specific game, we're going to go to options, video, and this is dynamic resolution. So just make sure that the frame is steady and you have really good brightness and everything. So you can kind of see the detail in every single little spot. And even on the light, it looks way better than before. Now the thing about this, and I died there because I'm not really paying attention. And this, I'm not using the best camera in the world. It's an Alpha 6000, and it's in a bright environment, as of you can see. It doesn't have the best black levels, just because there's a lot of glare in my home right now. But fun fact, the reason why I didn't decide to go with the OLED, the LG OLED or the Sony OLED, is because there is times where like I'll go do errands and I just leave my Xbox in a spot where it's a static picture, meaning there's still images on the screen left, right, and the OLED still has potential burn-in. So I also got a really good deal on this TV, so I decided to go with this QLED TV. Now I did not pay full price for it, but I don't think it's worth the $1,600 that Samsung's asking right now. But I paid like a third of that price, so definitely worth it for me. But I would say the best TV that you can get for gaming is the 55-inch MU8000 or the 900E when it comes to Sony. Or if you want to risk it and get the OLED, you can get the B7 or the C7 OLED. And these are all 2017 models here. So I believe Quantum Break, which is a game I haven't played yet, has Xbox One X enhancements. So we're going to go to Game Hub, see in store. Let's see if this has any. Yeah, so it's 4K enhanced. And it doesn't say anything. It just might have like better frame rates and stuff like that. One way you can go ahead and check what games are in 4K or that are Xbox One enhanced is if you go to the Microsoft Store. In this case, it'll be the Xbox Store on the Xbox. We're gonna go to the bottom under Games. Xbox, that's Game Pass games. Oops. Let's go back. Browse games. And we're gonna scroll to the bottom, and then there's a category of new games, games coming soon, and down here is Xbox One X games. So we're gonna go ahead and select all. And all, as of right now, these are all the games that are Xbox One enhanced. So Gears of War will probably be like one of the most I can't even talk. One of the most Xbox One X enhanced games. So for this game here, this has 4K UHD, HDR, unlike the other games that only have 4K or HDR. This one has both. That's gonna be pretty much it for everything. Go ahead and set up your Xbox One next to your QLED TV and go ahead and have fun. Until the next one, peace out and take care.